It seems that the spread is now being driven by the new variant of the virus, which we spoke about earlier this week. And although there's considerable uncertainty, it may be up to 70% more transmissible than the old variant, the original version of the disease.
The frequency of the sequence, this new sequence, these mutations in the virus, have been increasing, particularly in the south and southeast, including London.
We will be going in for a temporary suspension. I choose my words carefully. Temporary suspension of flights to and from the United Kingdom starting 23:59 tomorrow, which is Tuesday, the 22nd of December.
Maharashtra has decided that all incoming passengers from UK in transit today or coming tomorrow shall be subject to compulsory institutional quarantine in various hotels of Mumbai for 7 days.
इसी वजह से कल हमने रिक्वेस्ट की थी केंद्र सरकार को कि भाई यूके से आने वाली सारी फ्लाइट्स को बंद किया जाए और केंद्र सरकार ने आज से सारी फ्लाइट्स बंद कर दी हैं.
No need to panic. To the best of our knowledge, we have yet to spot such a virus in our country, for which there are intensive efforts in the offing.
Hello everyone, you're watching News Epicenter with me, Maria Shakil. The new mutated version of the coronavirus, which has forced Britain to go into lockdown, is now causing a massive scare across the world. After Italy and Australia, passengers from the United Kingdom who arrived in India have tested positive for corona, but their samples are being tested to check if they are carrying the mutated version. The government has released standard operating procedures for international travelers. Under the new guidelines, all foreign passengers will have to declare their travel history for the past 14 days. As for UK travelers, those who are traveling to India between December 21st and 23rd, they will have to undergo a mandatory RT-PCR test on arrival. Further, passengers who arrived in India after November 25th will have to provide their dates for surveillance. Pfizer and Moderna are testing their vaccines against the coronavirus variant, while BioNTech has said that it is highly likely that the vaccines can tackle the new strain of the virus. The Health Ministry has said that there is no need to panic, but all citizens must keep their guard up as the new variant is more infectious. But there is no change in the severity of the disease, and treatment guidelines will remain the same. So far, the government has a handle on this outbreak that has locked down the United Kingdom. There is a dip in daily cases, while the recovery rate in India is above 95%. But what more does India need to do to deter this mutation of the virus? Joining me on the show is Dr. Naresh Trehan. He is the chairman of Medicity. We are also being joined by Dr. Polly Roy. She is the professor and chair of virology, London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine. Professor N.K. Ganguly is the former DG of ICMR. Dr. Trehan, I appreciate your time. There is growing alarm as the scientists in UK have turned this variant as more contagious and genetically distinct. So is this some kind of super virus, sir?
Might very well be. Actually, this is what is worrisome about this new mutation, because if they have found in the areas like in South East England that there is the prevalence is there and that it's spreading widely in that place, that means it multiplies the RO factor of the previous version of the virus that we were tackling. So that means two things. One, we don't know what is going to happen. We don't know whether our treatment will have to change. We don't know whether the vaccines that are in the offing or are being actually administered right now will be effective against this strain. These are all question marks. But the other thing that we must know is that it is some very, very worrisome. You don't panic, Panic, in my vocabulary field, seems like you lose your balance, that's why you panic. No, this is something to be taken very seriously. The government has put some measures in place in the sense of people who are traveling from UK or other countries where this may have spread, and quarantining them and contact, like we did in the initial stages of COVID-19, the previous version. So if we intensify our tracking and contact identification and quarantining, yes,
in
we
that
may
case,
be
Dr.
able
Trehan,
to blunt it.
the question is then that if the RT-PCR test is being done, will it be able to detect this variant?
But so far it looks like it does. But what I'm saying is these are open questions which we should not shun. We should say, yes, we don't know. We must investigate. We have enough labs in India also which can actually test all this mutation. And I think the government is already on the job as far as that is concerned. But it comes back to the public that we must know that we must double our guard against this virus, because it has the propensity to spread much faster. Like we said, you could actually name it as a super spreader. And that means that if people were relaxing, I see a lot of people who are becoming careless. You can call it fatigue, you can call it cabin fever, whatever you may call it. But the point really is, do not invite the virus. Please try to protect yourself with all the 3 measures that have been repeated again and again, because you not only owe it to yourself, but to all your family and your community and the elderly especially, because we are seeing that large number of people who are old with comorbidities are the ones who get into severe trouble.
Before I bring in other panelists, Dr. Trehan, one more question. Do you have answers to whether it spreads more easily, whether it causes more or less severe sickness, and how the antibody responds to an infection?
So you know that the UK has documented that in November there was a identification that maybe below 20% of the infections that they found were due to this variant, but by December 9th, it was 68% of those who got the COVID infection in the southeast of England was from this variant. Now, their observation shows right now that maybe it's not any more severe than the previous version, and that the treatment protocol is the same and people are recovering. So that is some consolation. But what will it do when it spreads around the world? If it does, that's where it is worrisome, that if mutation has taken place in such a short time, is it mutating again and again? Will there be more versions of it? So the anxiety the world will have over the next few months till we know that the vaccine is effective against all the variants, that we do have the protection for a prolonged period of time, we should be on our guard. We only have one way of trying to avoid it, or we have only one weapon, and that's those 3 things that we keep talking about, the masking and distancing and hand hygiene. We have nothing else right now. We just need, the vaccine is coming, that may help us. But till then, or even after that, for a few 6 months or so, we will have to keep our guard up.
Okay, Dr. Polly Roy perhaps will have some more answers. Dr. Roy, this variant came to the attention of researchers just a few days ago when it began to turn up more frequently in samples from parts of southern England. But the samples from patients were collected as early as September. So is there an assessment of the spread of this new mutant? Do we know the real picture then?
Well, the point is that we came out from a lockdown situation, and already all the strains that were circulating that time, they are gone down a little bit. This is the new one came in Kent in southeast UK, and this dense population, you have to remember that, and then circulate only there, confined still only there, that sort of area where the dense population. Virus does not really know how to really go to where to go, but if their virus is circulating there, one variant will take over a little bit the other one. So particularly this one was the newer one, and it will take over the dense population. If one person is infected and they're not following the rules, it will spread in certain areas. But as far as severity concerned, is absolutely no no evidence at all. And transmissibility also is just the hypothetical estimations, epidemiology, not the virological point of view yet. There's no information at present is available that the variant is associated with any change in severity of clinical disease or antibody response or vaccine efficacy. Vaccine is generally multivalent. Actually, it's not a one little epitope change will make any difference. And don't forget that RNA viruses changes all the time and then adapt. Particularly, coronavirus has their own proofreading system. They're not going to change continuously. They change for the short time and another mutation comes, but they don't have any effect really in pathogenicity. So it has to do a lot of work before we can really jump around and make a conclusion about it. There is no virological data at all.
Yes, I was reading some reports that had suggested
or infection or reinfection or anything like that.
Yes.
So as far as I'm concerned, any vaccine that we have currently will work fine, no problem, because all our multivalent vaccine in a way, they have all the epitopes of S proteins are there. So there's not a problem there. So I think that we have to be cautious. So like every coronavirus strain.
Dr. Roy, there were certain reports that had suggested, based on, of course, the epidemiological evidence gathered so far from England, that the variant has an increased transmission rate of 50 to 70% compared with other variants in UK. Then does it require a separate testing protocol and treatment plan?
No, because this variant is in certain positions only, okay? And your RT-PCR generally should not be any, it cannot distinguish also, I don't think so yet. You have to make it that particular position. But it will still work anyway, but you cannot distinguish until you sequence that area, okay? That whether you have that or not. The point I'm trying to make it, this variant is like any other variant. Maybe it has a little bit more advantages. 70%, it is the epidemiological curve they are looking at estimation, not necessarily exactly 70% or 40%. It's more advanced because this variant is circulating now than the other variants. So it is the
so
very
how did
typical
the
way
scientists there arrive at that number of 70% then?
This is the epidemiological, is a models based, okay? No virological test done.
Okay.
So that is the point. Because it's too quick, it's too early now to decide anything. Only thing we can say, this variant is now circulating mainly. But you can find it also in Denmark, Italy, Iceland. Now I just heard Nigeria have, and they looked at it, there's no effect of that in pathogenicity.
Okay.
So the people who are sick, they're sick beforehand even.
Okay.
Having a disease and going to a hospital. It's not because of the environment. Now is a season and it's cold here. Sometimes very heavy rain and cold. That's the typical season for respiratory diseases.
Okay.
And so I don't think we have to be so worried about this one at all.
Okay.
I think that we have to wait and see until we show that taking this sample, putting it in the animal model or in a tissue culture to show what is the infection rate there. How do I see the growth rate? That is the real evidence.
Okay.
Laboratory-based data is the real
Fine
evidence.
enough. Fine
All
enough.
these others are speculation and is hypothesis and speculation.
Yes.
So this is
Professor
the
Ganguly,
problem.
coming on this, some scientists have raised the possibility that the increase in transmission is at least partly the result of how it infects children, because the new strain makes the children as equally susceptible as adults. Then how do you protect this young population here?
What has happened that there are 23 mutations in this one single strain, and there are multiple mutations in the spike protein. So what has happened now that this kind of mutation in one single strain of virus has made it much more transmissible. And you were asking that how it could be detected. It could be detected by doing NGS, the sequencing, deep sequencing.
We will
And
try
deep
and fix
sequencing
that
is
connection with Professor Ganguly. I'll ask my producers to do that. Let me go back to Dr. Trehan. Dr. Trehan, if it's infectious but it is actually not as deadly, does it increase the severity of the disease?
No, may not. And that's what we are observing right now, that it doesn't seem to be any more virulent. What it's saying is that it's easily spreads. So the RO factor multiplies, but by itself, it is not dangerous as far as the severity of the sickness is concerned. So the basic point right now is, do we have a handle on everything about this mutation? And this is not the first mutation, by the way. This is B117 that we are talking about that has been reported for England, but there has been one reported from Spain, which spread it was 614G. Then it spread like wildfire across Europe. So there are many, many, many things that have happened that right? So
Yes.
that many, many things have happened which are throwing us off right now until it is confirmed. Like what BioNTech has said. BioNTech has said, well, we can tweak the vaccine within 6 weeks. Okay, so there is something in their mind that makes them kind of unsure about how effective this Pfizer vaccine will be. So I don't know that we have all the facts in. I think we should keep searching. We should be careful. And the point is that we have only one thing to go for, and that's what we really have to worry about. So,
okay, Dr. Roy,
so that,
where did this unusual variant come from? Does it have to do with a weak immune system that makes the virus so infectious?
Say that more infectious. Transmissible doesn't mean more infectious. No.
Okay.
The point is that this all is happening in people's body when they're infected, if chronically infected for shorter time and shedding virus, or in one person coming from another country, I also already had that but did not have the symptom, but can spread to the another person. If you're in a dense population, people are not wearing masks, they are not following any rules, it will spread like any other COVID variant strains. All of those will spread same way. This may have a little bit more advantages, but I would not conclude anything from current what they're talking in UK even. And I am against it because I think that we don't have data. Definitely don't have clear data.
Yes.
We need data first.
Yes. So
exactly how does it work?
yes, the
How is
World
this
Health
working?
Organization officials said
Yes,
on
we have to
Monday
show that it
that-
transmit faster.
yes, that the
in
coronavirus
laboratory.
is mutating at a much slower rate than seasonal
Yes,
influenza.
always.
Yes, even as
Influenza
officials.
does even faster. Coronavirus has their own proofreading system. It doesn't really have mutation that fast. But if you grow in a different people all the time, passaging, they will mutate. Of course, they will mutate. But that doesn't mean they become more infectious, more severe, more pathogenic. No, it's not true. You see, it's still COVID-19, same kind, same virus, but some changes here or there. Sometimes you have a big changes, and this generally goes through to another animal to the human, something like that. And if you say more infectious, just think about the influenza virus. That means in upper respiratory system, it will be infected. It doesn't go in the lower anymore because it's different receptor there. Influenza virus happen that more infectious and then go to the another one. But virus also then doesn't make such a strong pathological symptoms that way. So we'll have less disease that way, really.
Okay.
If you think of it that way. So there are a lot of virological point of view that proper virology has not been done yet. And we should not have been jumped and talked about it so much, make it absolutely people are frightened, as if everybody's going to hospital here because of this strain. That is not
so
correct.
don't
Not correct at
yes,
all.
as the government in India here has said, there's no need to panic, perhaps be more vigilant. But Dr. Trehan, come in on this. The government here has said be cautious but don't panic. My question is that there have been some instances of recurrence of this disease, recurrence of coronavirus. if the antibodies have been produced, will this new mutant or new variant of coronavirus strike the same person?
No, listen, antibody will protect it because, as I said, this is only one little epitope change. That doesn't mean all the epitopes. It's the multi-epitope. Vaccine is multi-epitopes.
Okay, Dr. Roy, I'm coming to you in just a minute. That was a question for Dr. Trehan here in India. Yes.
Yeah, so what I'm saying is that immunity comes from several factors in the body, and two identifiable ones are very clear. That one is the antibodies that specifically develop against this COVID-19, and the other is your T cell system. The memory T cells are the ones who actually can actually develop long-term immunity to the virus. So when we talk about whether there have been reinfections, it's not clear. There are some people who have a very, very mild infection, and when you test their antibodies, they are not there. That means that they never really had a real immune response from their body, and that they may be more vulnerable for reinfection. And we have noticed cases like that. So whether people who have had robust antibodies, I don't know of any, and there are not many reported cases that they would have had been reinfected. So the point basically is this mutation that took place, how characteristically different it is from the previous virus, because the whole science revolves around the spike protein. Now that spike protein is the one that has been used in the Pfizer and the Moderna vaccine to actually stimulate the response in the body. Now, if that spike protein actually transforms itself into something different, we may have a problem on our hands. But the fact that viruses do change, as you know, the flu virus, we have to change the vaccine every year. Now, are we headed for that kind of thing in COVID-19 also? We don't know that yet. Only time will tell. So be cautious. That's all we are saying. Right now, the government will work on it. Internationally, there'll be a lot of work on it. We will get some answers in the near future. But till then, just be very, very careful, because it's the people who can protect themselves and the country. So it becomes a people's war. So if we all participate, I'm sure we will see the end of this one also.
Okay. Professor Ganguly is back with us, and his audio line is much better, and I'll give him the final words. Professor Ganguly, so are we to see, because this coronavirus has seen multiple variants, then just like influenza, we have to be prepared for multiple variants of this virus and then adapt accordingly?
So, what is my opinion? This is a very dangerous happening which has happened. This virus has got now 23 mutations, one single virus with multiple mutation in spike protein. Luckily, it can be neutralized by the Regeneron antibody at this given moment. It can be detected by deep sequencing, in which these mutations can be caught, and this is done both for diagnosis and prediction. In India, it can be done. So RT-PCR alone will not be of much significance. However, the way it is spreading, the main idea in the coronavirus is to make it to the zero transmission. At the moment, the hypothesis is that vaccines will work, but one doesn't know. There is an experiment now which has been started, and we will know because there is only Pfizer-BioNTech is being used in UK. So there is a subset where it is being tried, that whether this vaccine will effectively neutralize it. But main idea is now, that is why UK has taken these steps to bring it to zero transmission. Zero transmission is the goal. So vaccination in the population will have to be done very speedily.
What should India do?
India, at this given moment, India doesn't have any vaccine. India should get these vaccines, at least Moderna vaccine, which could be handled by ours. So India should book the vaccines, and because Indian vaccine is going to come in January and sometimes in January. At the moment, what other countries have done, that while the UK makes its act better, they have stopped the people from moving from one place to other. Well, if the strain comes in India, it will transmit very efficiently. And that is what happened in the early stages of the infection, that it transmitted around the globe. So we have to somehow or other stop the
break the transmission, the chain of transmission.
Yeah, and bring it to zero transmission.
All right. Professor Ganguly, I appreciate your time. Dr. Naresh Trayan, thank you so much for joining us. And Dr. Roy, thank you so much for joining us. Of course, this is our big story here on CNN News 18. I'll continue to track it very, very closely. I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching.